I'm slowly being driven crazy by the mad conspiracy theories that have been shoveled towards me in relation to Path of Exile 2. If you haven't seen it, maybe you have seen it, this previous video, Path of Exile 2 has the biggest problem. Now, this video basically breaks down that my current largest issue with the game is in the end game trying to find the citadels. And the citadels, you need 3 different citadels in order to get these 3 fragments in order to fight the ultimate, pinnacle boss of Path of Exile 2. Well, finding the citadels seem like basically just RNG. It's hard to find these things. But of course, directly after posting this video, you know what I got? Not 1, not 2, but like dozens. I would have to pull my toes out in this video in order to be able to count them. Number of theories that are, if you ask the person who told me, are 100% guaranteed theories to make a citadel spawn. Starting with the absolute most craziest one out of all of these. When you go to a tower on the map, there's corpses at the end of the tower, and the corpses are actually supposed to be apparently pointing in directions towards the tower, is what people tell me. So this one, look at this, it's on your map. This is actually a compass, DM, and there's a north, there's a south, there's an east. So if you actually go and triangulate, and this is actually not a picture I made for this video, I actually have been testing this over the last way too many goddamn hours because I got baited into this conspiracy theory, and we'll talk about more of that in just a sec. I tried these towers and thought, okay, there's a corpse pointing that way, there's a corpse pointing that way, there's a corpse pointing that way, and I followed the corpses. And let me tell you, brothers, whoever thought up this theory, and I think I know who it is, but we're not going to call him out in this video, I don't think they tested it very long. Because eventually you run into a situation like this one, where there's 2 towers right the fuck on top of each other. And you know where these 2 towers actually point? In completely opposite directions. Now, you might be saying, well, DM, maybe you don't understand the theory. It's actually the corrupted towers. And you might ask yourself, what the fuck is a corrupted tower? It's these ones, and I don't know about you guys, but if you saw this theory and you decided to test this, I ran to every corrupted tower, the ones that got the red stuff on it, that I could possibly find on the map, in order to look out and, the numbers, what do they mean, in order to try to connect this corpse theory. And basically they, as far as I can tell, they point randomly, because I went all the way one way, and then I found another corrupted tower, and it pointed basically exactly right back to where I had been. Now, hilariously enough, one of the other conspiracies I have been told is that you have to run tier 15 maps in the towers or it doesn't spawn the citadel. You might be thinking, oh, you're just running tier 1 maps to get across the map. Oh no. I'm an SSF where my tier 15 maps are somewhat valuable, and I still put a tier 15 map into every goddamn one of these towers that I have been playing for the last couple days. There was someone in chat that even pointed out, DM, what you could do? You could run the map. Put a tier 15 into the map, run the map, get to the end of the tower, look at where the corpses point, then close the map, put another tier 15 back into the same tower. And if it's true that the area of the map, the corpses are predetermined to show you where on the map it is, then it would spawn the corpses in the same location. And I thought, that's giga genius. So we did, and they were completely randomly and differently. Now this would 100% just throw away the validity of any of this argument and basically disprove it entirely, except for one annoying catch. The lost towers that are corrupted, because corruption can appear on any node, and because when you die or close out a map, then it removes all the bonuses associated with that node. If you run a lost tower and it's corrupted, and then you close out the map and you don't finish it and you do it again, it's no longer a corrupted map. It loses its bonus modifier. So you can't actually test running 2 tier 15s back to back on the corrupted one. How convenient. Now, I spent over 20 hours running this, and I was very firmly believing that this is basically complete horseshit. And then someone told me that a fellow friend, DatMods over on the Twitch streamer there, has been following the corpses and just coming across citadels like absolute crazy, apparently confirming the theory. But then I remember the situation like this one, where these towers seem to have pointed in the same way, so I chased it for a while now. And yeah, basically nothing, not to mention all the other towers along the way were kind of pointing in other directions, but I thought this one's pointing this way. Surely the two of them can't be coincidence. I'm coming to believe that it is coincidence. You can see I got all the way up here before I gave up, and there's another corrupted tower there. I guess I'll get baited into trying one more time. But I'm sticking to my original assumption. This is RNG, but there is one actual method to the madness that I think is actually very valid. Now, you see how there's water and there is sand around water where the sand appear. Well, I mean in the desert, but also around water, beaches, etc. Now, the citadel, that is the copper citadel, spawns in the biome of sand. Like it's going to spawn in like a desert or a sand biome. So because of that, if you're sticking to water, you're also in one of the biomes where one of the citadels would spawn. So you're sticking to a more common biome in which they spawn. It's sort of the same way if you follow the trees the whole time, then you would eventually come to one of the ones, the stone citadel, that kind of spawns in the forest there. So there is like some biome related spawnage that can be used and utilized to find where these things are. But every time I bring up, man, I wish I could find these things more, you know what else everyone always tells me? DM, it's obvious. Just follow the huts. Didn't you know about the huts, DM? And you know what they're talking about? They're talking about these. If you look at these, there's these little houses. Here's the citadel right here. There's these little houses that are around the citadel itself. And this one would be a fantastic example because this is one I actually didn't see until someone pointed it out for me in my comment section. Now, if you look at where the huts are, they don't spawn very far away from the citadel. So you're basically right the fuck balls deep into the citadel before it spawns anyway. I mean, you got to be on top of the damn thing. So the whole clue about follow the huts to find the citadel, they should actually say, if you find the huts, you've found the citadel, because they spawn with the huts. They're not an indicator of where one will be, go that way. It's a giant neon sign pointing down to the entrance of the building. This would be like me saying, I'm looking for a Walmart, and someone tells me, have you looked for the Walmart greeters? The Walmart greeters mark where the Walmart is. Thank you. That was very helpful. Now, make no mistake, I would love nothing more in this universe than for somebody to post a video or a solution or a comment in which you guys vividly express a deterministic way to actually find these citadels. You know why I would love that? Because I can't find the goddamn things. Maybe I'm terrible at looking. People are able to find them in the video that I literally couldn't even see them myself on my own map. I'll freely admit it. But it is brutal to try to find these things. And I'm playing SSF now. I'm level 91 and still have found 0 of them. And I'm following the corpses. I'm only doing tier 15 maps in the tower. I'm going to clear the corruption. I'm following the water. I'm doing everything that someone pops into the chat and is like, hey, have you tried putting your hands behind your back and twisting around 3 times and, praying to the elderic gods? Like, I'm trying literally everything that anyone would suggest. Can't find them. Can't find them. So at this point, I believe one very simple thing. It's exactly what I thought it is. These things spawn fucking randomly within the biomes in which they're associated with, and people are finding, like Charlie with the meme with the threads, they're finding connections or happening to be getting lucky in relation to where the corpses are pointing or literally fucking anything. In fact, I think the guy who started this whole thing, I went back and looked at the video because here's even something more funny. I have been literally spending 20 hours straight chasing corpses, and then someone's like, I found a video that might help you. And they DM'd it to me, and I'm like, okay, let's pull it up. And after 5 minutes of the guy talking, he explains what his solution, he pulls it up, and it's literally the corpse thing that I had been doing for 20 hours. So I got baited into watching what I think was the originator of this actual corpse theory. And in his own pinned comment section, he's like, yeah, it looks like the corpses aren't even actually true. So if you are currently actively chasing Puff the Magic Dragon by following corpses, look, dudes, I just tested this shit. I've disproved this in every way that I can find imaginable to disprove this. You're welcome to go watch the VODs and look for any inconsistencies. I will do it again for a 3rd day in a row today. But the man who came up with the theory says he doesn't think it's a thing. I've multiple times ran 2 towers right next to each other. They point in wonky fucking directions. And I've ran the same tower twice, and it's completely random. So the conspiracy theories, in my opinion, are completely out of control in Path of Exile 2. No one knows how these things actually spawn, at least not that I have seen, outside of they spawn within certain biomes, and following the water often gives you more sand. Sand often can give you a citadel. That's the only conclusion I'm actually coming to. But anyway, going crazy. See ya.